everyone. Thanks for joining us for another weekend edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Theodore Henry. Today we'll be exploring opportunities for HIV self-testing. We're also going on a trip to look at irrigation assistance to farmers in our Western Roundup. Plus, see how we can help our children stay positively engaged while at home. Sit back and relax for these and more informative features right after this important message.
Is your facility approved for COVID-19 testing? The Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, through the JANAC Accreditation or Pre-Accreditation Approval Program, validates labs and point-of-care testing facilities such as medical centers. Accreditation safeguards the quality of test results and consumer well-being. Use a JANAC accredited or PAP approved facility for your tests, and let's defeat COVID-19 together. Contact the Jamaica National Agency for Accreditation, confirming competence, providing confidence in the marketplace.
Knowing your status is the first step to living a long and fruitful life, even with a HIV diagnosis. The Ministry of Health and Wellness, through the National Family Planning Board, is making it more convenient for you to do that. HIV self-testing kits are now available at pharmacies across the island. Let's find out more.
The National Family Planning Board takes pride in launching HIV self-testing as another option for persons who want to know their HIV status. And yes, it is here. We're putting this product into the hands of members of the public through a very important public-private partnership through the pharmacies, and this will facilitate our reach to a wider audience. This kit allows persons to self-test within the comfort of their homes or to opt for self-test at a healthcare facility. So you and your partner can do the test. So we're encouraging the sexually active persons at high risk to make use of available kits to determine their HIV status.
The National HIV Program is continuing its mandate of ensuring the provision of care through this new modality. This joins existing modalities of provider-initiated testing and counseling offered at our health facilities, outreach testing provided by our prevention team, and targeted testing through contact tracing and counseling. Testing allows for two things: the indication of a positive test or the provision of a negative result. For all persons who do self-testing, there are also avenues available for prevention, for treatment and counseling. So we're not just sending you to do a self-test at home. All health facilities in Jamaica can guide you through the process of a positive or a negative test. However, there are 44 treatment sites in the public and private setting that you can go to get expert treatment and management of any HIV condition and HIV itself. The listing of all these health facilities is available on the Ministry of Health and Wellness's website. It will be available at the pharmacies that will be doing the self-testing, and it will also be available on our NFPB website. This initiative by the Ministry of Health and Wellness through the National Family Planning Board is welcomed as Jamaica moves towards epidemiological control of HIV.
This fits into our sustained effort to have more persons being tested for HIV, as well as increase the number of persons who are aware of their HIV status. Globally, the body UNAIDS has had challenges back in 2020 to have a 90% of all people living with HIV to know their status. Another 90% of people to be diagnosed with HIV infection receiving sustained antiretroviral ARV treatment, and the last 90 of persons to be on antiretroviral treatment to attain viral suppression. No, the wider availability of the HIV test has the opportunity to ensure the realization of the first 90 targets. Success in this endeavor will mean we can end AIDS pandemic by 2030. The challenges to the continuum of care are being addressed by the program. This is one of the things to definitely make that happen. Checking our HIV status, especially if we are sexually active and not using protection. This is important for you to make sure you get this self-test kit.
You have the fluid for actually conducting the test and your swab stick that you will use and test for your results. Now, when persons hear about the oral test, they usually think that it's just push it into your mouth, but we don't want to be testing the saliva. You actually need to rub along the gum line, both top and bottom of the gum, to ensure, and it's kind of, you have to do it hard to ensure that you are getting the cells. And you insert it in the container. Now you'll have to wait for 20 minutes to read it. It is suggested that you read at 20 minutes, not long after, not before. So there you go. Your results will be presented here. If you get a reactive or a positive result, you need to ensure that this result is confirmed through a confirmatory test. So you can go to any one of our treatment sites to get a confirmatory test done.
We are proud to partner with the Ministry of Health and the National Family Planning Board, and we are pleased to add this to our list of services. This is indeed a step in the right direction as we empower our communities to take greater control of their health.
We are confident that the purity of intent of the National Family Planning Board to make Jamaicans aware of their HIV status will indeed contribute positively to the general health and wellness of our citizens. I know that a lot of persons' life will indeed be enhanced by this venture.
There you have it. HIV self-testing is now here. You can go ahead and access these test kits at participating pharmacies across the island. And follow us on our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter pages to get more information about where these test kits are available.
The government of Jamaica is introducing shared corporate services to revolutionize the way it operates. Shared corporate services will utilize the latest technology, leaner processes and service standards to drive efficiency and effectiveness in the public sector. The Transformation Implementation Unit is working to streamline public services in 7 operational areas: human resource management, information and communication technology, asset management, procurement, finance and accounts, public relations and communication, as well as internal audit. Shared corporate services is a tried and proven way of improving the delivery of public services. The government of Jamaica is transforming to serve its citizens better. We're building a better public sector for all. Brought to you by the Transformation Implementation Unit.
In our Western Roundup segment this week, we explore work to get irrigation water to farmers in St. Elizabeth and witness residents in St. James join in cleanup activities in celebration of Earth Day. Buckle up for this trip to the West.
Farmers in St. Elizabeth receive a boost to their production capabilities through the National Irrigation Commission, and residents of St. James join together to celebrate Earth Day. These are all we have for you today on Western Roundup, and it promises to be exciting, so stick around. Farmers on the southern St. Elizabeth to South Manchester belt of the island are singing the praises of the National Irrigation Commission (NIC) and by extension the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries for the addition of 2 water trucks to provide irrigation water to their farms. The 2 6,000-gallon water trucks, valued at $35 million, will increase the capacity of the NIC by 100% to truck water on a weekly basis.
The NIC have just gotten 2 new trucks, which will help to enhance the productivity of the farmers in that area. Those farmers have been struggling over the years, not getting sufficient water to produce their crops. And also, if they can get some, they have to pay a very high price for it. This truck water from the NIC is basically subsidized by almost 200% compared to what the other farmers would have to buy from the other truckers.
The trucks will increase supply capacity, improve delivery time, and expand the reach of farmers in areas such as Top Hill, Southfield, Congo Hole, Seaview, Santa Cruz, Middlesex, Slipe, Burn Savannah, Mountainside, Billy's Bay, Treasure Beach, and Sandy Bank.
There's this slogan that says water is life, and it's not only life for the animals and humans, but it's equally life for the plants. And so with the introduction of these 2 new trucks in the area, it will significantly alleviate the shortage of water that we sometimes farmers are confronted with, and it will actually boost our production. As farmers, we want to maintain that tradition of St. Elizabeth being the breadbasket parish in Jamaica, and we cannot do this without having adequate supply of water. So I am pretty certain that with the introduction of these 2 new trucks, our costs will be minimized, and of course, ultimately, as farmers, we're going to get a better return on our investment, because ultimately that's what the farmer really wants.
The trucking of water is part of a wider drive by the ministry to bring water to farmers. This will also include the Essex Valley Agricultural Development Project, where work is underway. Finally, April 22 was celebrated as Earth Day, and the team from the Western Parks and Market, PM Waste Management Limited, joined with residents of St. James to organize a cleanup and sensitization exercise. Communities such as Irwin, Retirement, and Gutters in the parish were among the areas to have old appliances and bulky wastes removed and mini dump sites cleaned. Residents who were part of the action are signaling their approval of the move by the PM and encouraging their neighbors to join in on the action.
I would encourage them to take the garbage to the bin, store them in a bag, and then you put it in the bin, because sometimes when the truck comes to take it from the bin and it's not in a container like in a bag, it takes a long time for them to clean it up and such the like. So I'm encouraging the community. They are doing good, they are doing good, but they can do better.
Meanwhile, Customer Relations Officer at the PM Waste Management Limited, Shannon Williams, is urging residents to partner with the entity in helping to keep the earth clean.
I just want to encourage everybody to partner with us. Jamaica's beauty is a collective duty. The Solid Waste Management Authority, we have a duty to collect the garbage, but you also have a duty to package your garbage properly, store it until it is time for collection.
Earth Day was celebrated under the theme, Restoring Our Earth. That's all for the program, folks. Thanks for joining us for Western Roundup, where we take you from the corners of St. Elizabeth to the hilly terrains of St. Anne. Remember to send your feedback to jismobe@jis.gov.jm. Until next time, take care.
May is celebrated as Child's Month, and we seek to promote the best opportunities for all our children to develop and achieve, even as they must stay home during the COVID-19 pandemic. So in our next feature, team member Sandra Johnson takes us through the avenues to help them do just that.
Studies suggest that during the long summer months when students are away from the classroom, their mathematics and reading comprehension suffer significantly. To ensure children don't regress while they are away from the classroom, we recommend that you help your little ones to read, write, and spell during this extended time at home. For older children, have them write reports on the books read. And no, we don't mean assigned reading books from school. We mean any book that may spark your child's interest. Visit your local parish library. They should have a book that your child would love to read. Math is all around us, so there's no need for the learning to stop when classes end. Counting cards as they pass, figuring out the shape of objects, naming colors, or even matching cards will help sharpen your child's skills. Baking and cooking may help with measurement and fractions. The grocery list can be added, subtracted, and multiplied. And you may create summer jobs from chores around the home that you pay for in cash or kind. Keep your child active through play. You may try a game of cricket, hopscotch, football, riding a bike, running, and skipping. Having a family workout session is another great idea. Swimming in the river or at the beach are also worthwhile physical endeavors as long as they are open. But don't forget to follow the COVID-19 protocols. And how about gardening? Not only do children learn through play, they also reduce their risk of becoming obese. Leisurely walks at a park could do your child's mind and body good. A family trip to the zoo or a museum may also extend the learning. And don't forget, follow the COVID-19 protocols. At home, learning a new skill could occupy a curious child. It could be growing your own food, preparing a meal from scratch, making a toy, jewelry, a house for your pet, or for the techno-savvy children, creating an app. For children going to a new school or a new grade, introduce them to their new books, have them read stories, and practice math problems. Parents can also make flashcards with their children, and by doing so, revise all that they've learned over the weeks. Children may explore their creative side by making a movie on a smartphone or tablet. There are also tons of free educational websites that can help children stay on top of their learning throughout the period. If you try 2 or more of these ideas, I'm sure your children will be ready for the new school year.
We're continuing to inspire our young people to do well, and in this next feature, one of our Rhodes Scholarship recipients shares her experience and strategies to achieving academic excellence. It's advice that anyone can emulate.
This is Shakiba Foster, the 2017 recipient of one of the most prestigious scholarships in the world, the Rhodes Scholarship.
It's an awesome feeling, overwhelming at times.
After hours of grueling interviews, Shakiba came out on top of a field of 10 outstanding candidates to be awarded the scholarship.
Really outstanding young people, any one of whom could have been the Rhodes Scholar, and we finally chose Shakiba Foster. The fact that she is clearly very intelligent and very thoughtful. She had many thoughts about education in Jamaica, about its economic problems, the IMF program, the way forward.
The Rhodes Scholarship is tenable at the Oxford University in the United Kingdom, the oldest English-speaking university in the world, and ranked second in the 2015-2016 World University Rankings. This year, Shakiba will join 94 other students from around the world who have been awarded the scholarship to pursue studies at Oxford.
I'm grateful for the opportunity to be going off to Oxford, having that awesome opportunity to be doing more economics and MPhil in economics at Oxford.
For every year since 1904, except during the Second World War, an outstanding Jamaican has been selected to be Rhodes Scholar. Shakiba is the second graduate of St. Jago High School to join the ranks, and she remains thankful to all those who helped her excel.
My family has been a great help. I remember studying at nights and my aunts, tired but staying up with me to ensure that we got to bed together. My mother, my aunts, my friends, teachers have definitely been a great help, and so I have to say thanks to them.
To be named Rhodes Scholar, Shakiba, like her predecessors, had to display outstanding intellect, character, leadership, and commitment to service.
Other persons, when they hear Rhodes Scholars, they think, wow, bright person. But to tell you the truth, at St. Jago, I really didn't dominate in terms of academics. I had a few persons who really outdid me, did far better than I did. I pushed and I did well enough. When I got to UWI, was difficult in terms of a new environment, but I got through. As anybody else, I've had difficulties in terms of financing, in terms of family issues and so on. But I've always tried not to focus too much on the issues and just do what I need to do. Hard work and time management.
At the end of it all, Shakiba's disciplined approach paid off.
I finished my banking and finance program with the highest GPA. I actually finished my degree with the highest GPA in the entire Faculty of Social Sciences.
On completion of her BSc degree in Banking and Finance, Shakiba went on to do a Master of Science degree at the University of the West Indies, which she completed with distinction. The 2017 Rhodes Scholar is now an assistant lecturer in the Faculty of Social Sciences, a position she enjoys immensely. Despite her hectic university schedule, Shakiba has always found time to take on leadership responsibilities in her Riversdale community in St. Catherine.
Once you start doing things from early, you realize that at the end of the day you have a lot of time for other stuff. Church activities take up most of my other time.
And what are her future plans?
I'm going off to do an MPhil in economics. If I do well enough at that MPhil, I hope to go on to a DPhil in economics, which is a PhD in economics really. After that, I want to do some more teaching. I hope to do a little bit more lecturing. And I'm just seeing where the tides take me after that. I don't have a definite plan, and I feel it's all right not to have a definite plan. It's all right to let your experiences lead you into new opportunities.
For youngsters aspiring to excel academically, the 2017 Rhodes Scholar has these words of advice.
You're not always going to be ahead, but that does not always mean you're not going to achieve anything. Some people will have it difficult, some people will have it easy, and sometimes we tend to want to have it easy like everybody else. But I've learned that difficult times normally make better persons. And so go through difficult times and just work hard, and I'm sure you'll achieve much.
If you're an aspiring Rhodes Scholar, application for the scholarship is usually open between early July and early October every year. Application forms can be downloaded from the Rhodes Trust website at www.rhodes-caribbean.com.
A healthy environment is important for our individual and collective well-being. This includes having our trees, which help reduce air pollution and support the provision of clean water to drink.
First things first, decide what tree you will be planting. Is it one that will provide timber? Shade? Will it beautify your space, or will you be eating its fruits? Once that's settled, you need to consider what kind of conditions it would need to grow. Naturally, some plants do better in some areas than others, while others need full exposure to sunlight versus those that can survive without direct light. And there's also the soil type to consider. Some trees thrive near seasides, others prefer mountain areas, while certain trees are content in the valleys. Next up, space. Some trees grow wide, others tall. While you may be able to prune trees to keep them under control, some lose their essence when tamed. So, be sure to plant large trees in areas where they will have adequate space to grow. If you have a smaller space, consider growing a smaller tree that requires less pruning to keep it in check. Then there's the matter of your fully grown tree posing a threat to nearby structures. As a country situated in the hurricane belt, downed trees during times of disaster is a part of our reality. There's also the pesky issue of trees which shed their leaves profusely, and others with copious amounts of flowers and fruits, which might just be the cause of a dispute with your neighbor if planted near the fence. That being said, be sure to plant trees at a safe distance from walls, power lines, fences, sidewalks, and the very foundation of your house. Once you've considered all those tips, it's time to plant.
First step is to dig a hole, right? Not too deep, about a foot and a half, not too wide either, because you're not burying the plant. You're trying to provide a nice area for it to grow. Right? Upon digging your hole, if you notice that the soil type is clay, that is the kind of coarse soil type, you'd probably need topsoil. Right? Because when you're putting back the soil, it's going to be a challenge for you. But after that, you dampen the soil, ensure that it's moist, provide a moist area or environment for the plant to be planted in. Ensure the plant is in the center of the hole. If you dig the hole a bit too deep, there's a process known as backfilling. Right? That's when you put back the dirt into the soil to a certain height that is much favorable for you and for the plant. After you do that, you want to dampen the soil, right? Ensure the plant is in the center, because you end up having a plant to grow lean or to the side, because plants grow into the direction of the sunlight. Ensure that the soil goes up to the root collar. Now the root collar is where the stem and the root of the plant or the root plug meet, right? You don't want to go above that. Once you do finish that, you water it, then you stake it. When I say stake, you take either a bamboo stake or a regular stake, put a flagging tape beside onto it and put it beside the plant. That is you marking the plant. So once you're doing any maintenance, you yourself or any other individual in the area can know that, hey, there's something planted there, so you don't end up wasting your effort and time when planting. The most important thing is watering after and nurturing the plants. So you water early mornings and late evenings. If you water in between those times, especially in the afternoons, the plant will end up struggling with the intake of the water, right? Because the sun is going to be evaporating at the same time it's trying to take in the nutrients. You can also mulch, fertilize, or add kaya dust or sawdust to the mound to help lock in moisture for the plant.
And there you have it, a step-by-step demonstration of how to plant a tree. Call 876-618-3205 or visit 173 Constant Spring Road to get your plant seedlings. Happy planting!
We've come to the end of another wonderful journey. Thank you for your company, but be sure to join us again tomorrow for another show. Until then, continue to watch these and other programs by logging on to our website at jis.gov.jm or subscribing to our YouTube channel. You can also find us on all the major social media platforms and through our mobile app that's both Android and iOS compatible. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Theodore Henry, urging all of us to help create a caring environment for our nation's children as we observe Child's Month during May. So until next time, stay COVID-free and do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.